It's the thought that counts, right? You wanted to cheer me up after all. I picked up the doll and looked at it closely. Sure, it looked pretty weird at first, but it could be cute if I looked in a certain angle. I gave him a small smile. Thanks. Here we go. The affection has gone up. I'm so sorry for getting people talking in the foreground. I have no control of them. They never shut up.
You're welcome. It's good to see you smiling, even though the thing I made still kind of creeps me out. Anyway, you should come with me to the dining room. We're almost finished with the food, and, well, I don't mean to brag, but we're pretty decent chefs.
Sounds great. Lead the way. Something smells good. My stomach grumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
I have a name. Excuse you, I have a name, you know.
Should we really care?
Well, you're staying in my house, yes.
Sam, I will roast that tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Shh. Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
Oh, that's fine.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
Meal? Oh, that's right. Damien and Matthew mentioned they were making dinner as an apology. Oh, wait. You didn't have to.
I insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
Alright, well, thank you. Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit. Extravagantly to me, gesturing to the table with a sweep of motion.
There we go. Dinner's all served.
The table was filled with various foods from an eclectic selection of cuisine. One portion of the table was filled with elegant plated Asian foods, and another portion with yummy-looking desserts. And there were yet more and more plates I could have possibly imagined. Whoa, that's a lot of food. It all looks so good.
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
What, sweet me?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Sure. To put it briefly, I just moved here today.
That explains the luggage you brought in when you came through the front doors. By the way, you put your belongings in the room you were sleeping in. That seems to be the master bedroom, I believe.
Thank you, this house is really big. I don't think I even explored the entirety of the estate when I was a child.
You lived here before?
No, truth be told, this is my grandfather's house. I used to visit him all the time when I was younger.
May I ask why you now live in your grandfather's house?
He actually passed away yesterday. It was bequeathment to me in his will, and I was sent to live here whether I liked it or not.
My condolences. It seems like you don't like the idea of living.
It's not that I don't like this house or that I don't have fond memories of being here. It's just the implications that come with staying at this estate. It's kind of complicated to explain.
How do you feel about it?
I certainly wasn't expecting that question, but in a good way. It was different from what I'd heard the entire day at school. I appreciate the fact that he was willing to listen. I feel angry, sad, scared, and confused. It's hard to pick out the different emotion I'm feeling right now. I wish I was stronger.
You don't have to be strong.
What do you mean?
I understand that you're going through a difficult time, so it's okay to feel those emotions. You don't have to be strong at all.
Have you noticed? The demons are more understanding than her parents. No offense to her mother, because her mother was very nice and understanding, and because she was being kept in the dark, but compared to her father, who could have gone about things differently, I'm just saying. Thank you.
Are you alright? There seems to be a small bruise on your cheek.
God damn it, he would be that close, wouldn't he? He caught me off guard by that comment. I thought no one would have noticed something as small as that. Oh, no, I'm fine. He stopped leaning close, a bit too close for comfort, or maybe it's just me. Inspecting my face. He was quite tall, having to bend over so much to just look at my face. Look at me straight in the face. It was hard to look at him, especially when he was so close. After a few seconds, he straightened up and began walking again.
Well, if you're having any problems, I'm always here to listen.
That's kind of you to offer that.
My pleasure. Here's your seat.
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
Oh boy. Oh, Eric was very charming and his smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting me definitely designated him as the charm of the demons, yet there was a little distance in his eyes.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
Huh? Oh yeah, when I didn't believe that they were incubi. It's fine, I guess. I mean, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
Suddenly, Eric leaned in and whispered in my ear.
I won't lie though. I enjoyed kissing you, feeling you right to my eyes.
I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. You sure are quite the charmer.
Yes, I am known for.
As much as I do appreciate the constant compliments, you don't have to keep talking to me like that.
Like what?
He batted his eyelashes as if he had no idea what I was talking about, and I couldn't help but laugh. Well, like you're trying to get into my pants half the time.
I can assure you, I'm just a lover of beautiful women.
Something tells me there's more to it than that. For a moment, he looked away, losing a bit of his smile. Before I could question it, though, he turned back to me with a new teasing smile.
Did you want there to be more?
I didn't want to hit him, but I didn't know how to react, so I couldn't look at him. He made a chuckle again in my ear.
Sorry. You just look so cute when you're blushing.
I felt my face heat up simply from his words. I then felt Eric take my hand and kiss it
I
gently.
hope you'll enjoy dinner, however, my dear.
I turned my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared at the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all the dishes with a dramatical sweep of his arm.
I made almost all of the dishes myself.
Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression, as if he was betrayed. His face changed instantly to that of a frown.
And I'm the Queen of the Nile.
You tell him.
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably for siding with Eric, and he annoyingly swerved back to Eric to confront him.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Haha. I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel in a way he was much more mature than the others, especially Eric.
Huh? Is something funny?
No, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal, all of you.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
Eric, knock it off.
In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked up his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
It was obvious that Sam was the bad boy of the group. He had this big, tough act, and it was obvious he was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. But was there more to him than that?
I'm just trying to be a gentleman. The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that burn.
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name even though you know each of us.
I'm Twinkle.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
They were all comfortable around me despite the awkward situation we were in. It was as if it was natural to be around humans. I guess that was just how incubi worked. But I was still curious about one thing. Excuse me. All at once they looked at me. I don't know why, but having them all look at me made me feel kind of important, like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
I want to thank you for the food, but I still want to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. Understand, yeah, like being told that a bunch of incubi randomly appearing in your house was perfectly understandable.
Oh, how do we explain?
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
Yep.
I'm just saying. How is that difficult to understand?
No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits. So, in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
It's okay. You're all better now, right?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Huh? Me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
I was still in shock about their powers. It wasn't just kissing that gave them powers, it was anything physical. No wonder I was out of it for a while. The ink might intrigue me, but at the same time I could almost hear a warning siren going off in my head.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
What do you all plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
At the moment I didn't know what came over me, but I felt sorry for them. They couldn't possibly survive out there if they didn't know it was illegal to break into people's homes. They probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff. They probably would cause chaos all over town. Or on the flip side, they could be taken in for questioning and be poked and prodded like lab frogs for research, or even worse. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. I was standing alone. The entire classroom was filled with laughter. I can barely see anything again. I stood in the midst of it, quiet and alone. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me with such vibrance, all the while I stood there in black and white. On the plus side, I wasn't engaged in any of the drama that might have arose, like scribbling on someone's paper for revenge or kicking someone. Too hard. It was kind of nice just standing back and watching things pass by and life go on. I'd long before convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I often said to myself in encouragement, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend more time with myself. Hello, me. There's a certain bitterness that, coupled with being alone, made me feel so sad. It was the difference between being alone and lonely. I just didn't realise it at that moment. And even at that moment, my father, my mother, there was no one to turn to. I was so lonely. That's when I decided on it right then. I was going to go see my grandfather. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk my way over there and see what he had to say about it. Before that, I'd never seen him before. What better time to see him then, seeing as I didn't know what he looked like? If no one else was going to help me with what I was feeling, I might as well have turned to him. So after school I decided to walk there. I have no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper that had a address scribbled on it. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas. I sort of became lost, and like I always did when I felt lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed against the wall, and eyes looking at strangers passing by who clearly didn't seem to care one bit about a random 7-year-old. And like always, people continued to pass by, and life continued on, completely ignoring a 7-year-old who was clearly lost. I was sadder than ever. I had ended up in the situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed. I thought I was silly for even thinking that I could change things with my own hands. That was until a voice brought me back to reality.
Is that you?
I looked up and saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obvious that whoever was talking to me knew who I was. And from that moment, things began to change. Life began to move. Its rusty joints, and I realised that things were moving along. Suddenly, I became a part of the crowd that moved like a blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past me. Life had changed. I had changed. Because the very person who found me that day was my grandfather. I had the opportunity to help them, though. Would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if it was the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement I imagined when I first moved in. Also, grandfather was absent from that scene, because when we have a flashback of her childhood, we actually get to see the grandfather standing there. There was a matter of making sure no one found out about their powers,